That business plan is still just a folder of bookmarked articles. The novel you were going to write is 3 perfect paragraphs. The life you're actually supposed to be living? It's always next month's project. You know the feeling. The sheer potential of it all feels incredible. But the starting line, the real one, keeps moving just out of reach. And somehow that soon keeps sliding forward. A month, a year. You look up and it's been 10. You know the shape of it even without the words. It's Sunday night and you make the list. Tomorrow everything changes. Tomorrow you wake up early, you start the thing, you finally become the guy who lives in your head. Then Monday comes, you open the same app, and the list quietly rolls over to next Sunday. Here's the strange part. You're not lazy. You think about this better life constantly. You could describe it in detail, the work you'd do, the person you'd finally be. You just never seem to actually be inside it. A Swiss psychiatrist named Carl Jung had a phrase for this. The provisional life. Living like everything right now is a rough draft, a waiting room before the real thing begins. But the waiting room is comfortable. Nothing gets decided in here. Nothing can fail in here. You keep every door open by walking through none of them. So why would a grown man arrange his whole life around not choosing? To answer that, you usually have to go back, further than you'd think. So why would a grown man build a life around not starting? For many, it began with a promise. The promise that you were special, full of potential, and a quiet fear took root. What if you finally try, and you're just average? The only way to protect the idea of being brilliant is to never put it to the real test. As long as you never truly commit, your potential stays perfect and safe and completely untouched. Psychologists call this a fixed mindset. You were praised for being smart, not for trying hard. So your brain learned a dangerous equation. Smart means it's easy. And if it's not easy, if you have to struggle, that must mean you're not smart after all. The effort itself becomes the evidence of your fraud, the thing you have to hide. You can probably see it in your own life. The folder of half-finished projects, the course you bought and watched 2 videos of, the gym you paid for and visited twice, the message you've meant to send for months, each one abandoned right before it could be judged. And underneath all of it runs an engine, and it doesn't care about your goals. It runs on one thing: how you feel right now, tonight. Because deep down, this isn't a logic problem. It's an emotional one. Procrastination is almost never about laziness. It's a strategy for managing your mood. When a task makes you feel anxious or doubtful, putting it off gives you an immediate hit of relief. Your brain codes that relief as a reward. So you're not choosing the couch because you're weak. You're choosing the thing that made the bad feeling stop. Again and again, until one day it's just who you are. Someone still pays the bill for all this, though. A researcher at UCLA, Hal Hershfield, slid people into a brain scanner and asked them to picture themselves 10 years from now. The part of the brain that lights up for you barely stirred. It lit up like they were thinking about a stranger. Look at what's really hiding inside every "I'll do it tomorrow." You're not making a plan, you're handing a problem to a stranger. You push the hard work, the anxiety, the risk onto this other guy who can deal with it, and you get to feel better, right now. From the inside, none of this looks like avoiding anything. It looks like bad luck. Marie-Louise von Franz, one of Jung's closest students, noticed that this man always has a reason his real life hasn't started. The job's beneath him. The city's wrong. His parents messed him up. The right people never showed. There's always a but, and every but is a little bit true, which is exactly what makes it so useful. And all those buts weave together into a perfect, airtight story. A story where you're the noble, misunderstood hero in a world that just won't cooperate. It's a comfortable story. It explains everything. But it's a cage, because in that story, you have no power. You're just the guy things happen to. Because if the problem is out there, you never have to turn and look in here. The story where the world let you down is a much softer place to live than the one where you kept whispering not yet. It shows up in love too. There's always something slightly off about her, something you can't quite name, so you keep one foot pointed at the door and tell yourself the right person just hasn't arrived. But usually it isn't her. A real relationship, like real work, only starts once you close the exit. And the exit is the exact thing you've spent your life guarding. When the gap between the life in your head and the one you're actually in gets loud enough, you reach for something to turn the volume down. The endless scroll. The game where you actually level up. The drink that makes tonight go soft. The 10th video about the life you're going to build someday. None of it is evil. It's just borrowed motion. It hands your brain the feeling of progress with none of the risk of really moving. That's why it never fills you. You can feel busy and empty at the very same time, and if you're honest, by now maybe you already do. There's one last thing holding the door shut, and it's the hardest to say out loud. Some part of you believes you're meant for something exceptional. Not this, not the ordinary version. And committing to a normal, effortful, unremarkable path feels like admitting you were never that special to begin with. So here's the turn, and it's not the one you're bracing for. The way out isn't a bigger dream. You've got plenty of dream. The way out is smaller than that. Almost insultingly small. Von Franz said the cure for this man was the exact thing he runs from. Plain work. The unglamorous, repeatable, boring kind. Doing one real thing, badly if you have to, then coming back to it tomorrow on the mornings you don't feel like it. Not a new plan, not another Sunday list. One small thing today, kept so small it's almost embarrassing. 10 honest minutes on the real thing before you've decided how you feel about it. Then again tomorrow. That's the whole secret nobody wants, because it's boring and because it works. What you're really doing is casting a vote. Every small, boring action is a vote for a new identity. Writing one bad paragraph isn't about finishing the book. It's a vote that says, I am a writer. Going for one short run isn't about the marathon. It's a vote for I am a runner. You don't think your way into a new life. You act your way into a new identity, one tiny, undeniable vote at a time. Discipline was never the enemy of freedom. It's the price of it. That open door you've been guarding so carefully doesn't actually lead anywhere. Doors only start to mean something once you walk through one and let the others close. That future self isn't a stranger you vote for. He's the person who has to live in the house you're building today. Every choice to wait, every tomorrow is another cracked foundation stone, another leaky roof tile. He doesn't get to renovate, he just inherits. You were never waiting to feel ready. Ready isn't a mood that arrives before you start. It's the thing that shows up a little while after you already did. Nobody gets a braver morning than the one they're standing in. You just pick an ordinary one and walk out into it.